Look around you. The world is loud, restless, drowning in noise, and most men sink along with it. They speak just to be noticed. They act just to be seen. They overthink everything and call it intelligence. But strength, real strength, was never created in chaos. It was built in silence, a place the weak are too afraid to enter. You were never meant to perform. You were meant to dominate quietly, to move through this world with a mind sharper than every voice around you. And yet, somewhere along the way, you lost that. You began explaining yourself to people who never deserved a single word. You started reacting to every insult, every doubt, every small bit of attention. You traded your power for applause, and applause is the cheapest currency on earth. Listen carefully, because this is where everything shifts. True strength does not announce itself. It does not beg to be understood. It does not bleed in public. True strength begins the moment you stop wasting your thoughts on the unworthy. Stop wasting your words on those who are not impressed, and stop wasting your focus on what does not matter. Machiavelli understood something most men never will. The loud are easy to read, the emotional are easy to break, and the distracted are easy to destroy. The man who thinks less, speaks less, and focuses more becomes like a ghost with teeth, untouchable, unreadable, unstoppable. So if you are tired of being underestimated, tired of being used, tired of being the man who says too much and receives too little, good. That frustration is the beginning. Sit with it, refine it, because from this moment on, you are not here to be liked. You are here to become dangerous in the most disciplined, silent, and controlled way possible. Number 1, the death of the talker. Every word you speak is a coin taken from your treasury. Spend it carelessly, and one day you will find yourself empty, wondering why men with half your intelligence carry twice your power. The talker is the easiest man to defeat because he gives away the blueprint of his soul before the battle even starts. He reveals his dreams, his fears, his plans, his weaknesses, and then questions why life keeps catching him off guard at every turn. Machiavelli warned about this long ago. The man who reveals himself ultimately gives himself away. Yet look at how easily men expose themselves today. They pour their ambitions into ears filled with envy. They share their strategies with rivals hiding behind polite smiles. They explain, defend, justify, repeat, and call it honesty. It is not honesty, it is exposure. It is the slow draining of a man who never realized that silence is his greatest armor. Look around you. The world is loud, restless, drowning in noise, and most men get lost in it. They speak just to be noticed. They act just to be seen. They think in endless loops and call it intelligence. But strength, real strength, was never created in the noise. It was shaped in silence, a place the weak are too afraid to step into. You were not designed to perform. You were meant to dominate quietly, to move through this world with a mind sharper than every tongue around you. And yet, somewhere along the way, you lost that. You began explaining yourself to people who never deserved even a single word. You started reacting to every insult, every doubt, every small flicker of attention. You traded your power for applause, and applause is the cheapest currency on earth. Listen carefully, because this is where everything changes. True strength does not announce itself. It does not beg to be understood. It does not bleed in public. True strength begins the moment you stop wasting your thoughts on the unworthy. Stop wasting your words on those who are not impressed, and stop wasting your focus on what does not matter. Niccolò Machiavelli understood something most men never will. The loud are easy to read, the emotional are easy to break, and the distracted are easy to destroy. The man who thinks less, speaks less, and focuses more becomes like a ghost with teeth, untouchable, unreadable, unstoppable. So if you are tired of being underestimated, tired of being used, tired of being the man who says too much and gets too little, good. That fire is the beginning. Sit with it, refine it, because from this moment forward, you are not here to be liked. You are here to become dangerous in the most disciplined, silent, and controlled way possible. Number 1, the death of the talker. Every word you speak is a coin taken from your treasury. Spend it carelessly, and you will wake up empty, wondering why men with half your mind carry twice your power. The talker is the easiest man in the world to defeat, Because he gives away the blueprint of his soul before the battle even begins. He reveals his dreams, his fears, his plans, his wounds, and then wonders why life keeps catching him off guard at every turn. Niccolò Machiavelli warned about this centuries ago. The man who reveals himself ultimately gives himself away. Yet look at how easily men expose themselves today. They pour their ambitions into ears filled with envy. They share their strategies with rivals, hiding behind polite smiles. They explain, defend, justify, repeat, and call it honesty. It is not honesty, it is leakage. It is the slow draining of a man who has never understood that silence is armor. From this moment forward, treat your words like weapons kept in a holster. Use them only when necessary and never to impress. The strong do not explain. The strong do not announce. The strong do not warn. They observe, they decide, they move. When you speak less, two things begin to happen, and both work in your favor. First, people start leaning in, because mystery has its own gravity. Second, you begin to notice what was always hidden beneath the noise, the hesitation in a rival's voice, the lie behind a friend's smile, the fear beneath a superior's command. The world only reveals itself to the quiet. So, destroy the talker within you. Bury him without ceremony. Let a new man rise, one who listens like a predator, speaks like a king, and disappears before anyone realizes how much he has just learned about them. Number 2, the silent mind. Now turn the blade inward, because the loudest voice in your life was never the world, it was the chaos inside your own mind. Most men are not destroyed by enemies. They are destroyed by the endless courtroom inside their head, where every decision is debated until the chance to act is already gone. They call it thinking. It is not thinking, it is fear disguised as intelligence. Niccolò Machiavelli did not rise by overthinking. He rose by observing, deciding, and striking. The silent mind is not an empty mind. It is a sharpened one. It no longer chases every thought like a dog chasing every passing car. It understands that most of what crosses your mind is noise, regret, fantasy, or fear, and none of it deserves control over you. You must become the gatekeeper. When a thought appears, ask it one question. Does this serve my power or weaken it? If it weakens, dismiss it immediately. The weak entertain every doubt like an honored guest. The strong throw doubt out before it even sits down. Understand this clearly. Overthinking is the disease of men who do not trust themselves, and the cure is not more thinking. The cure is action, decision, and silence. Sit alone without your phone, walk without music, eat without distraction. Let your mind relearn what it has forgotten, how to be still without panic. In that stillness, your real instincts return, the ones buried under years of noise and other people's opinions. You begin to hear yourself again, and when a man can hear himself clearly, no crowd can silence him, no insult can shake him, and no manipulator can plant a seed inside his mind. Number 3, the discipline of focus. Focus is the rarest weapon left in the world. Look around. Every screen, every notification, every voice is designed to steal it from you, and most men give it away freely, then wonder why their lives feel like they are slipping through their fingers. Understand this deeply. Attention is the lifeblood of power. Where it flows, you grow. Where it leaks, you weaken. Niccolò Machiavelli built influence with nothing but a pen and a mind that refused to wander. Imagine what he could have done with the tools you waste every morning. The truth is harsh. You are not behind because you lack talent. You are behind because your focus is scattered across countless directions, none of which you are committed to winning. Focus is not motivation. Focus is elimination. It is the ruthless decision to cut away everything that does not serve the man you are becoming. Cut off friendships that drain you. Remove habits that weaken you. Eliminate distractions that hypnotize you into wasting another year. The focused man is dangerous because he has accepted missing out. While others chase 10 things and gain nothing, he pursues one and consumes it completely. Choose your obsession, then guard it like a king guards his throne. Wake up with it, sleep with it. Let it become the silent force behind every hour of your day. And when distraction comes, and it will come disguised as friends, opportunities, and harmless pleasures, remember this. Every yes to the irrelevant is a no to the man you promised to become. Focus is loyalty to your future self. Break that loyalty, and you break yourself. Keep it, and within a year, you will not recognize the empire rising quietly beneath you. Number 4, the mask of the strong. Now understand the law that separates rulers from the ruled, the law of the mask. Every man wears one. The weak wear it poorly, letting emotion leak through every crack. The strong wear it like a second skin, so flawless that no one remembers there is anything beneath it. Niccolò Machiavelli understood that the world does not reward what you are, it rewards what you choose to show. And what you show must always be controlled, never spilled. This is not dishonesty, this is control. The man who reveals every emotion is a man who hands control of his life to others. Insult him, he reacts. Praise him, he glows. Threaten him, he shakes. He becomes a puppet pulled by invisible strings, and everyone can see exactly how to control him. You will not be that man. From now on, your face becomes a fortress. When they insult you, you smile slowly, as if entertained. When they praise you, you nod once, as if it was expected. When they try to provoke you, you go silent, and your silence will disturb them more than any response ever could. Let them wonder what you are thinking. Let them create stories about you in your absence. Mystery is the gravity that pulls power toward the still. Inside, you may burn. Inside, you may calculate, plan, even feel rage. But on the outside, you are winter, calm, cold, unreadable. This is not coldness for the sake of cruelty. This is composure for the sake of survival. Because the moment the world learns how to move you, it begins to control you. And you, my friend, were never meant to be controlled. You were meant to walk into every room as the one variable no one can predict. Number 5, the law of distance. Here is a truth most desperate men will never understand. Your value is measured just as much by your absence as it is by your presence. The men who are always around become invisible. The men who are rare become invaluable. Niccolò Machiavelli understood this long before the modern world taught people to chase attention. He knew that constant presence breeds contempt, that familiarity weakens fear, and that a ruler who is always available becomes easy to replace. So learn the law of distance and learn it deeply, because it rebuilds your value without a single word. When you are always accessible, you become background noise in people's lives, useful but ignored, taken for granted. But the moment you step back, something changes. They begin to notice, they begin to wonder, they begin to feel your absence. Your name carries weight again instead of routine. This is not manipulation, this is the natural law of attention. What is rare is respected, what is constant is forgotten. Stop replying instantly. Stop appearing where you were never invited. Stop giving your energy to spaces that never earned it. Pull back, not out of ego, but out of awareness. Let your absence speak louder than your words ever could. Watch how quickly those who ignored you begin to feel the weight of your silence. Watch how the friend who overlooked you starts to remember your worth. Watch how the one who tested you begins to question themselves. Distance is not rejection. Distance is clarity. It shows you who truly valued you and who only used you, who respected you and who simply tolerated you. And once you see that truth, you stop wasting yourself in the wrong places. Build boundaries, not because you hate others, but because you finally understand that not everyone deserves access to you. Disappear into your work. Disappear into your discipline. Disappear into the quiet creation of the man you are becoming. Let the noise wonder where you went. Let people create their own stories about you. And when you return only on your terms, you will return as someone they no longer recognize. Sharper, heavier, untouchable. And the same people who once ignored you will study you like something they cannot afford to overlook. Number 6, the cold mind. Now we step into a place most men are afraid to enter, the place where emotion steps down and the cold mind takes control. Understand this clearly. Emotion is not your enemy, but emotion as a decision maker is the fastest path to destruction. Every mistake in your life can be traced back to a moment when feelings took the place of reason. You spoke when silence would have protected you. You trusted when every signal told you not to. You reacted when patience would have given you the advantage. Niccolò Machiavelli did not rise by feeling deeply, he rose by seeing clearly, and clarity cannot exist when your emotions are in control. The cold mind is not empty, it is disciplined. It feels everything, but obeys nothing without examination. When anger appears, It asks, what is this trying to make me do, and who benefits if I follow it? When fear appears, it asks, is this protecting me or limiting me? When desire appears, it asks, is this truly mine, or was it planted by something outside me? This is how the strong think. Nothing rules without permission. The weak are controlled by whichever emotion shouts the loudest, and that is why their lives feel chaotic. You will not live like that anymore. You do not react, you analyze, because an insult reveals more about them than it does about you. When someone betrays you, you do not collapse. You learn, because betrayal teaches faster than loyalty ever could. When life hits you, you do not beg. You breathe, you adjust, you continue forward. The cold mind does not remove emotion, it places it in its proper position. You become the ruler of your inner world, and emotions become advisors, not masters. This is the shift that changes everything, because the moment you can remain calm in situations that break others, you become rare. A man who cannot be provoked, cannot be rushed, cannot be manipulated, and a man like that does not chase power. Power begins to move toward him. People feel it before they understand it. They lower their tone around him. They choose their words carefully. They sense that they are standing in front of someone who has already mastered the battle they are still fighting within themselves. Number 7, the predator's patience. Now understand the trait the modern world has tried to remove from you, patience. Not the passive patience of those who wait because they have no choice, but the sharp, controlled patience of a predator, the patience of a man who sees the opportunity, sees the timing, sees the weakness, and waits, because he knows that one precise move is enough if it is made at the right moment. Niccolò Machiavelli understood that timing is the hidden weapon behind every lasting victory. The impatient man wastes his energy on every small trigger. The patient man holds back until the moment cannot fail. Look at nature. The lion does not chase every target. He observes, he studies, he waits for weakness, for separation, for the perfect moment. Then, in one sudden movement, everything changes. That is how real power works. Long periods of stillness, followed by decisive action, then silence again. Most men cannot handle this. They feel the need to act constantly, to prove something, to react to everything, because stillness makes them uncomfortable. But stillness is not weakness, it is control. The man who can wait without panic is the man who can win without struggle. Train yourself to play the long game. When someone wrongs you, do not rush toward revenge. Let time expose them first, because time always reveals truth. When you want something, do not chase it with desperation. Desperation destroys opportunities, relationships, and respect. Instead, prepare in silence. Position yourself carefully. Build your advantage slowly. So when the moment finally arrives, you do not need to chase anything. It comes to you. This is the art of timing, and it cannot be rushed, copied, or borrowed. It must be built through discipline. Most men do not fail because they were too late. They fail because they acted too early. They spoke before the moment was right. They revealed themselves before trust was earned. They attacked before the situation was in their favor, and they paid the price for it. You will not make that mistake again. From this moment forward, you observe. You wait. You let others show their hand first. You let others burn their energy first. You let others reveal their weaknesses while you remain hidden. And when the moment finally comes, and it will come, because it always comes to the patient, you act once. You act precisely, and you act without warning. No speeches, no threats, no announcements. Just the quiet, precise execution of a plan that was built in silence while everyone else underestimated you. This is how kingdoms are taken. This is how reputations are forged. This is how the overlooked become unforgettable. Patience is not the absence of action. Patience is action refined to its most lethal edge, and the man who masters it no longer fears the future because he understands that time is no longer against him. Time has become his most loyal weapon, working for him in every shadow, every silence, every breath he takes, while the impatient destroy themselves in plain sight. Number 8. The untouchable man. Now we arrive at the transformation, the point where every law you have learned begins to merge inside you until they are no longer rules you follow, but instincts you live by. This is where the untouchable man is created, not in one dramatic moment, but in the quiet stacking of countless disciplined choices no one ever applauded. Understand what untouchable truly means, because the word has been diluted by those who only pretend. Untouchable does not mean invincible. It does not mean nothing can hurt you. It means nothing can pull you away from your center. Insults come and fall away. Betrayal comes and teaches instead of breaking you. Loss comes and refines instead of destroying. The untouchable man has built something within himself that the world cannot access because the world did not build it and does not know where the entrance is. Niccolò Machiavelli wrote about princes, but the greatest prince is the one who rules the kingdom within his own mind. That is the throne no enemy can invade, no person can shake, no authority can buy, no crowd can pressure. And once you sit on it, every other throne in your life begins to form around you, as if reality itself was waiting for you to claim your place. Look at what you have become through these laws. You think less, so your mind is no longer filled with noise. It is sharp, controlled, and still. You speak less, so your words carry weight again. And when you finally speak, people listen as if something important is about to be decided. You focus more, so the scattered version of you is gone, replaced by a man driven by one clear obsession and the patience to see it through. You wear the mask, so no one knows when you are struggling and no one knows when you are winning. And that uncertainty alone is enough to make weaker men uneasy around you. You maintain your distance, so your value increases in every room you choose to enter. You control your emotions, so no situation can pull you into a fight that was never worth your energy. You wait like a predator, so when you finally act, the outcome is final. This is not theory. This is the structure of a man the world cannot easily break. And here is the truth no one tells you. Once you become this man, the world stops coming at you the way it used to. Not because it has become kinder, but because at its core, the world avoids resistance. It tests the weak. It targets the desperate. It feeds on the reactive, but it hesitates around the still and the silent. Predators recognize strength, and they choose easier prey. Manipulators sense control, and they move on to easier targets. Users notice boundaries, and they search for easier victims. You will feel this shift before you understand it. Conversations will change when you enter them. People will measure their words more carefully. Opportunities will begin to come toward you without you chasing them, because there is a strange pull toward men who no longer beg for anything. And in that silence, you will realize something powerful. The life you once tried to force is now forming naturally in your favor, simply because you stopped wasting your energy in the wrong places. This is the reward of discipline, not fame, not noise, not shallow validation. The reward is control. The reward is walking through life as a man no one can rush, no one can read, no one can control. The reward is looking at yourself and no longer needing to lie. The reward is silence, but a silence so powerful that it speaks louder than any voice in the room. This is the untouchable man, not a fantasy, not a character, a future version of you that already exists, waiting to be built with every disciplined choice you make from this moment forward. Number 9, the closing command. Now we stand at the edge of everything. The lessons have been spoken, the laws have been set, the mask is in place, the silence is sharpened, the patience is built, and the cold mind has taken control. What remains is not more knowledge. What remains is a decision, because everything you have heard means nothing if it dies inside you the moment this ends. Knowledge that does not become action is just entertainment for the weak, a way to feel powerful without ever becoming powerful. And you did not come here for that. You came because something inside you is exhausted, tired of being underestimated, tired of being ignored, tired of being the man who gives too much, says too much, explains too much, and receives too little in return. That exhaustion is important. Do not waste it. Let it become the fire that burns your old self into nothing, so the untouchable version of you can rise from what remains. Hear this clearly, because this is the final command drawn from Niccolò Machiavelli for those who are ready to listen. From this moment forward, you will think less and observe more. You will speak less and mean more. You will focus more and chase less. You will step away from noise and return only when your presence has weight. You will protect your face like a fortress and your words like weapons. You will control your emotions before they control your life. You will wait like a predator and act with precision. You will stop explaining yourself to those who were never meant to understand. Stop proving yourself to those who were never going to acknowledge you. Stop draining yourself for a world that respects only those who refuse to bleed in public. You will become quiet, but the kind of quiet that unsettles a room. You will become still, but the kind of stillness that commands respect. You will become rare, but the kind of rare that turns your absence into regret. And one day, sooner than you expect, you will look around and realize that the same world that once ignored you is now making space for you. Not because you demanded it, but because you became the kind of man the world naturally makes room for. That day will come, but not for the man who only listened. It will come for the man who acted. So act. Follow the discipline. Follow the silence. Follow the long game. And let every person who underestimated you realize too late that the quietest man in the room was the one building something real while they were busy talking about it. Now, before you leave, do one thing. Not for me, but for the version of yourself you are becoming. In the comments below, leave one unique, powerful phrase, not a quote you copied, not a line you borrowed, a phrase that comes from the deepest part of you, a phrase you can return to on the days the world tries to break you, a phrase that reminds you who you decided to become tonight. Write it in your own words. Keep it short. Keep it sharp. Make it yours. Something like a personal war cry, a vow carved into the walls of your mind, because the men who write their truth openly are the ones who hold themselves accountable to it. And one day, when you scroll back and read the words you wrote tonight, you will remember the exact moment you stopped being ordinary and started becoming dangerous in the most disciplined way possible. Drop that phrase below. Let the other warriors in this space read it. Let it push forward the next man who needed to hear it. Because brotherhood in silence is still brotherhood, and the strong always recognize the strong, even across screens, even across continents, even across lifetimes. And before you step back into your world, do one final thing for the path we are building together. If even one sentence in this monologue broke through the noise and reached the part of you that has been waiting to wake up, then hit that like button. Because every like carries these words into the mind of another man who is quietly drowning in a world that never taught him how to survive. Subscribe to this channel, because what we are building here is not just content. It is a silent army of men who are done being weak, done being loud, done being used, and turn on the notification bell, because the next lesson, the next law, the next blade we sharpen together might be the one you need on the exact day life decides to test you. Do not miss it. Do not let distraction bury what could have changed you. You came here as a listener. You leave as a student. And if you apply what you learned tonight, the next time you return, you will come back as something else entirely. Heavier, sharper, calmer, more controlled, more precise in your discipline, and quieter in your ego. The untouchable man is not a fantasy. He is a decision. And that decision begins the second you close this video and step back into a world that has no idea who you are becoming. Go now, think less, speak less, focus more, and let your silence accomplish what 1,000 loud men never could. This was not just a monologue. This was your initiation. And from this moment forward, everything changes, because you have stopped playing their game and started playing your own.